think it's a little bit disappointing to see how alt media has reacted regarding the biggest revelation in all of 9/11, which are the Donald Canestraro documents from the Office of Military Commissions. And the reason why I'm a little bit disappointed is the alt media is primarily always criticizing State Department criminal malfeasance or CIA criminal malfeasance, intelligence service malfeasance. Well, this is not speculation, but this is documented fact that when the Canestraro file was released, it answered some of our questions. It alleviated some of our suspicions for years that we thought that the CIA was working with Saudi intelligence regarding two 9/11 hijackers. And I expected the legacy media not to report it because they don't report anything that's going to ruin one of their primary sources for information, even though most of the information the CIA gives to the legacy media is false. They just want to see if it's going to be reported. And also at the same time, the CIA as an agency is powerful enough to not allow or to interfere in the reporting of mainstream media. Not so much with alt media. And this is where I have a huge problem with. Now, yes, Gray Zone did cover it. Russia Today covered it. But this should have been on Joe Rogan's podcast. This should have been on the Empire Files. This should have been all over the place because this shows it's a damning report for the simple fact that Donald Canestraro, who works out of the Office of Military Commissions Defense Committee, in that he interviewed personally people from the FBI, the CIA, and from the Joint House Inquiry regarding seeing classified information that shows that there was an illegal operation running inside the United States involving a domestic and foreign intelligence service, CIA and Saudi intelligence. Parts of this document, in which I talked about in a Twitter space yesterday, and in previous videos I made regarding a read-along of the document, which I'll link at the bottom of the description, shows that there was a concerted effort by Saudi intelligence to gather information as best as they can by sympathizing with two known al-Qaeda operatives. Now, first of all, how did they know they were inside the United States? Well, we have to go back. In December of 1999, the NSA overheard a phone call from a person named Tawfiq bin Tash, also known as Khalid, and a Khalid al-Midar in a house in Yemen. This house in Yemen was owned by Ahmed al-Hada, and it's infamously called the Al-Qaeda Communications Hub. This is where Al-Qaeda from all over the world would call and leave messages to this house in which they would transfer those messages to Al-Qaeda worldwide without the hope of being bugged, right? But they were being bugged. Nevertheless, the NSA heard about this phone call, and Khalid told Khalid al-Midar about this meeting in Malaysia. The NSA informed the CIA and the FBI, because they don't do human intelligence, and told them to monitor this meeting, in which they did. The meeting was held at a condominium in Malaysia by a businessman named Yazid Sufat, who's an Indonesian businessman with connections to an al-Qaeda affiliate named Jemaah Islamiyah, a terrorist group, in which a number of high-level al-Qaeda operatives were at this meeting and suspected to be at this meeting with talks about the USS Cole bombing and 9/11, okay, the planes operation. Malaysian authorities took pictures of those who attended the event outside the house, and they passed it to CIA. CIA never shared this information, even with the NSA. So I don't know the specifics. This is the only thing that's missing. Like I said, specifics is the only thing that's missing here. Now, when did the CIA inform Saudis? I don't know. But according to the Operation Encore files that I'm currently reading, there's over 16,000 pages. I'm about 9,000 pages in. there is a confidential source inside a mosque in Los Angeles, King Fahd Mosque, which was run by an imam named Fahad al-Tameri, who knows Omar al-Bayoumi, and who knows another Saudi named Osama Basnan, and also another Saudi, Muwasset al-Jarrah. Now, link who these people are. Now, this confidential source was inside the mosque, and he heard a phone call between Fahad al-Tameri and somebody in Malaysia, in which the person in Malaysia told Fahad al-Tameri in December of 99, that two brothers, not literally, but two Islamic brothers were coming to the United States from this meeting. And Fahad al-Tameri told Omar al-Bayoumi about these two people. And when Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi, these are the two people who were at the meeting, traveled to the United States, the CIA knew they were coming because somehow they got their passports and photographed them and found that they had dual U.S. visas and they were coming to Los Angeles. Dropped off at Los Angeles International Airport, in which they did. Now, Fahad al-Tameri told a Tunisian cab driver, Khalid Benamarin, to pick up these two people, but didn't tell them their names, in which he did. Picked up these two guys, Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi, dropped them off at the mosque. Now, according to the 9/11 Commission, Dieter Snell, one of the lead staffers, said that they have no idea where Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi stood, but they did, because Fahad al-Tameri gave them lodging at hotels under his name. That's why nobody could find him. And then they went to a restaurant called the Mediterranean Cafe, which no longer exists, and they were met by Omar al-Bayoumi. Now, why is this all significant? Because Omar al-Bayoumi, Fahad al-Tameri, and Muwasset al-Jarrah and Muwasset al-Jarrah are all Saudi assets. And they all lied to the 9/11 Commission and the FBI when they were interviewed after 9/11, basically saying that we provided no logistical financial support to either Khalid al-Mihdhar or Nawaf al-Hazmi, and that's untrue. Donald Canestraro file solidifies all of this, claiming that when they spoke with FBI and CIA analysts, that indeed these people were connected to Saudi intelligence. Omar al-Bayoumi, who's prominent in the Canestraro file, works for the Saudi Air Presidency for over 30 years. And he lied about basically giving logistical support to two people that he never met before, even though Fahad al-Tameri told him in December of 99 through the Operation Encore files. Why would he lie about that? Unless they knew that they were working with Saudi intelligence on behalf of the CIA in regards to monitoring these two men. These are the specifics we don't know. We don't know it. It's the only thing that's missing. That's it. Everything else is answered now. That the CIA was running an illegal covert operation outside of the jurisdiction that they're not allowed to run inside the United States. By law, they are to inform the FBI. Why they didn't tell the FBI was because Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi were linked to the embassy bombings in 1998 and also linked to the USS Cole bombing. And basically, this is an FBI investigation, both, because it involves the United States and terrorism. The CIA is not by law to investigate these matters in U.S. soil. But the CIA was running an illegal operation. Why? That's the question. Why? Why? The specifics, the only thing that's missing. Also in the Canestraro file was the fact that there were two analysts, one a chief of station and one an analyst, at the Bin Laden issue station, codename Alex Station. I mentioned this in the Twitter space yesterday, in which there was a CIA analyst who spoke with Canestraro and said that he overheard the director of Central Intelligence, George Tenet, speak with the director of operations, James Pavitt, about two people and the reason why they went to Afghanistan was a good idea. Let me back up a little bit. The one person, the chief, is Richard Blee. He is the chief of station at the Bin Laden station. The analyst is Michelle Ann Casey. She is the lead analyst monitoring and in charge of the Yemen hub. Now, these are the two people who also withheld information about Khalid al-Mihdhar al-Wahhabi coming to the United States from the FBI and the State Department. Huge, huge. Because if they're ever investigated and they have to tell the truth, well, they're screwed. And so is the director of intelligence, George Tenet. So is James Pavitt, director of operations. So is Tom Wilshire, deputy chief of the Alex Station. So is Richard Blee, the chief of state for the Alex Station. So is Michelle Ann Casey, head of the Yemen hub. All in trouble, as well as Cofer Black, the director of counterintelligence. They all lied and basically said that they had no idea or that the information was passed. They all committed perjury. That on top of it, Canestraro file exemplifies and points out that yes, George Tenet told James Pavitt that it was his idea to send Richard Blee and Michelle Ann Casey to Afghanistan to oversee the Jawbreaker operation, which was headed by Gary Bernstein to capture or kill bin Laden. Because he didn't want them to be questioned by the commissions, the Joint House Inquiry or the 9/11 Commission. There was a concerted effort to not allow the CIA to become known that they were running an illegal operation with the Saudis because everybody's getting in trouble. Or was there something more? We don't know. There's also so much more in this document that it behooves me. It crushes me. I can't believe no one's reporting on this. And I am stubborn. I will not let this go. And I spoke about this in a Twitter space yesterday, but I wanted to put it here in the YouTube video. Share the information far and wide. We have to hold people responsible. The people at the CIA need to be held accountable, as well as our allies, Saudi Arabia, who continues to deny these charges. Well, now it's factual information. This is not speculation. Nothing I'm saying is speculation. It's all fact now. This is it. And for the love of Christ, anybody out there, anybody with a huge platform, not me. I don't care if you interview me or anybody else, whether it's Nelson Martins, Ryan Dawson, I don't care. I want this information out there. I'm just a messenger. For God's sakes, we can show that there was a concerted effort by the CIA of all agencies to withhold information from the FBI and State Department. And now it's here. It's fact that they were running an illegal operation inside the United States regarding two known al-Qaeda operatives. They knew they were al-Qaeda. They knew. It wasn't like these were some muscle hijackers from Saudi Arabia involved in the planes operation. These are two known al-Qaeda operatives that Saudi intelligence knew about years prior in the mid-90s. And they withheld this information intentionally. Oh, it drives me nuts. But my goodness, everybody who watches my channel, and I'm thankful for it, I really am, please share this information. If you don't have a platform or YouTube or Twitter or a Substack, open one. Open one. Your voice needs to be heard. Don't let 9/11 go in as an afterthought. This is too big. This is bigger than JFK. This is the biggest story because it changed the world. And we can hold some people accountable for lying or for committing criminal malfeasance. Here it is. Your voice needs to be heard. And for those who follow my channel, and I'm pretty sure I have enough faith that you know what you're talking about because you learned from others. And maybe you learned a little bit from me. And we need more rational voices out there. We have so many irrational people making these ridiculous claims and not even acknowledging this document even exists. At least some credit to Richard Gage, who even brought this document to light. But we need bigger voices and we need more voices to bring this to attention. Because I'm not satisfied with just doing a video and that's it. I want to hold people responsible on a lawful platform. At least we could try. All right. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you for watching.